Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about being curious about stuff. And here's the thing, right? When you get to a point in your life where you're trying to build something, right? It could be something creative, it could be a piece of artwork or some kind of important work that you're doing. It could be something, productive in the monetary sense, like you're trying to build a business, you're trying to do something entrepreneurial, or even like you're, whatever, you're trying to grow your Twitter following. Whatever you are trying to do, if you are trying to do something, you're going to have sort of a universe of acceptable topics that are connected to that thing, right? Like if you are building a business, certain things you are supposed to learn, right? You're supposed to learn some basic kind of financial stuff. You're supposed to learn marketing. You're supposed to learn sales. You're supposed to learn leadership. You're supposed to learn whatever, right? If you are doing something artistic, right? You're going to have certain sources that are connected to the thing that you're doing. You're writing a thesis, right? You've got, your hypothesis and whatever, and you're defending it. And so, if your hypothesis is about the Gilded Age, and how it's the best period in American history. Don't at me, but it is, right? So anyway, not the best, the most interesting, I should say. But in any case, if that's your thesis, right, you're going to have certain things that are connected to that, right? You're going to have, Harry Houdini and, the Reconstruction, and you're going to have JP Morgan and all this stuff that's going to be within the box, the bubble of things that are appropriate, all right? Everything has this. Everything's got a curriculum to it, an accepted curriculum. And for a long time, I've had this approach that I didn't really think about until recently, and I just realized it's had such a huge effect on me. And that is, whatever the thing that I'm interested in, whether it's business or art or whatever, or history or anything, mental models, I'm going through the curriculum. I'm reading. I am studying the accepted curriculum, but I always have something I'm curious about that looks like it's a complete waste of my time, right? Like when I was studying the Gilded Age, I studied the Gilded Age when I was in grad school. I wrote whatever, I took a course on it, and it was sort of my focus. I took multiple courses on it actually. But in any case, when I was doing that, I was also reading about the internet and science fiction and like sort of weird stuff that was not related to that at all, right? Today, I'm very much interested in, like mental models and productivity, right? I write a weekly email that's about mental models and understanding risk and productivity and all that stuff. That's over there, right? betterquestionsemail.com. But that's kind of my main kind of focus. But if you look at my Kindle, it's like, what did I just finish reading? Well, I just finished rereading Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, right? Which is about kind of, like a figure in India that's pursuing enlightenment, right? Or, I sort of reread Thomas Ligotti, who does like sort of existential horror writing, okay? And I have all these books that like do not fit in the curriculum at all. And here is the thing that's really amazing about this. If you think about what pushes anything forward, whether it's a business or whether it's an industry that you care about or a field that you care about, or even like your own artistic development, what pushes it forward? What makes it grow? Well, it's the addition of something new to it. It's the addition of something unexpected. It's the saying like, hey, here's this thing that people accept, and it's within a certain oeuvre. It's within a certain realm that people get, and I'm going to add something that's completely unexpected to it, right? And kind of everything that you look at that's really influential is that in some way. Well, the way that you do that systematically, the way that you build a life where you can do this over and over and over again is by understanding the sort of primary curriculum of the thing that you're studying, but also building in a way of bringing in things that people didn't expect. It's like one of my, some of my favorite authors, right? So W. Ben Hunt is one of my favorite authors. His thing is like, he talks about investing, but he brings in game theory and he brings in history and sociology in an unexpected way, right? He will have a topic over here and you kind of think you know what he's going to say, but then he brings in some sort of third-party source and you're like, wow, I never thought about it differently. It provides a different lens on it, right? Similarly, right, if you think about Thomas Ligotti, who's one of my favorite horror authors, right? He writes these like really dark, really kind of terrifying, but kind of abstract stories. He's taking the horror genre, but he's bringing in this sort of like nihilistic, a sort of existential approach to it that's very odd, right? You think about Ligotti's predecessor in H.P. Lovecraft did a very similar thing, right? The people that we feel really change their fields or their creative pursuit or the thing that they care about, the people that do something different, what they're doing is combining sources that people didn't expect. And does that always work? No. But we need to bring in a way into our lives of sort of constantly generating this. I talk about this in the mastery program. The sort of mastery, it's called The Art of Mastery. It was a course that I made, right? And I call it serendipity. And serendipity is this idea that like ideas just sort of come to you. They sort of seem to come out of nothing, but they don't come out of nothing because you can build a system to constantly juxtapose ideas that have never gone together before, right? Like, I don't know, like let's think this, all right, there we go. Let's take Spider-Man. Like, how does Spider-Man connect to game theory? Well, I don't know. But that's kind of cool. You could think about that for a while, right? I don't know if that's something you want to, but I'm saying like, hey, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what would happen if you brought those two things together. Could you get anything out of it? And if you did, it would be something that would be original in the sense of like people haven't really thought to think about what does Spider-Man have to say about the game theory, right? Spider-Man has a very specific sense of risk management, right? Spider-Man's like, Uncle Ben died, therefore I can never risk anything ever again. It's kind of like his vibe, right? So he's got, I don't know, there's maybe something's there, maybe not. But if you bring a system into your life, you're always being curious about something that seems like it's a waste of your time because it's not connected at all to what you're supposed to be doing. Pretty soon what you're going to notice is you start to come up with these ideas that are these kind of fusing together of these different things, and you just have a system for making something new and making something interesting and doing it over and over and over again. And I really think that this is what makes certain people just kind of these engines of interesting ideas and innovation. It's not that they have this, most of the time they don't have this genius level intellect or whatever. It's just that they're interested in a wide variety of things and they can see the connections between those things. So ABC, always be curious about something that's a waste of your time. And I think it's going to help, really, really help you. It's really, really helped me at least see connections between things that I didn't know were there. And look, I want to read or watch or listen to the stuff that you come up with when you do this. So this is all selfish. It's all just about putting stuff into my queue that I'm going to like. So go out there and do that. I hope that makes sense. I hope it's helpful. I will talk to you later.